What's up, y'all? Welcome to part two of this episode of Desire Is Everything podcast. Once again, I'm your co-host, Sound Right. I'm a podcaster, a clothing brand owner, a man in the community that's trying to make a change, make an impact. So thank y'all for tuning in. Starting with my brother, Levi, can you introduce yourself, how old you are, and then what are some extracurricular activities you do?
My name is Levi Wright. I'm 11 years old and I like to play basketball.
My name is Kaya Lee. I am. Wait, what were the questions?
How old you are, and what are some
Okay.
extracurricular activities?
I'm 16 and I run track, cheer, and do show choir.
Aiden Talton Murphy. I'm 17. I'm in show choir. I make music, photography, all that good stuff.
Yeah. Wait, what did we
So your name, how old you are, and then what do you do outside of school?
Yes, I
How old are you?
I am 8 and
You do.
yeah, I do boxing.
I'm America. I'm 16 and I run track.
So, starting off, our first question for today: what are you passionate about at your age, or at this point in your life? Feel free to answer anybody.
You wanna go? I make music. That's my main focus right now. Producing, writing, rapping, singing. Doesn't really matter what it is when it comes to it, but that's my main focus, and then photography and videography as well.
I like doing hair. I feel like I could have a career in that. And I like running track. Like, I don't know.
I still don't know my passion yet.
I'm trying to get into like nursing because I want to do it when I get older. But I don't have any like classes yet. But next year I will. So I'm passionate about that.
I like boxing because I have a lot of anger in me.
So, when it comes to your passions, what inspired you or got you to do those? I know you hit it right with it. You know, said you have some anger in you, so that got you into doing boxing to let it out. So, what about the rest of it?
One thing that really got me interested in doing nursing was like, I don't know, just helping people out and like the anatomy and just, all of that just really piqued my interest. So, yeah.
When it came to music, for sure like the Pharrells and the Kanye's and the Tyler Creators and Cole's, Kendrick's, all of them. When I was younger, they let it be known like it's cool to be weird. Like, you don't have to just be the societal standard of cool. So just with that, it still inspires me. It helps. I want to let kids know, especially kids like you, like that, know like it's okay to be that way. It's mine for sure.
Can you repeat the question?
So, the question was, what inspired you to get into your passions or start doing the things that you like to do?
I grew up around like just like my auntie and my mom. They just did like a lot of hair, and I was like, I don't know how I picked up on it for real. But like, I feel like I didn't really have anything to do as a child. Really, like you could play outside and stuff. Like when it rained and stuff. What else are you gonna do? Like, yeah.
And so for you, I know you said you aren't sure what you're passionate about. So like, what do you do? Like, what are some stuff you like? What keeps you going every day? Like, ooh, let me try this today, or let me try this.
Uh, I like basketball and I like playing with my friends because we 1v1 all the time. And that's the only place where I can really trash talk because when I trash talk at school, I get in trouble.
Oh, what inspired you to like basketball? Like, what got you into liking basketball, playing 1v1, other than trash talking?
My dad,
Mm. Can you go deeper in that? Like, how did your dad inspire you to do that?
well, first I started seeing you train with dad a lot, and then I just started liking basketball and I got into it.
So I know some of y'all, you reached on like pretty much what you saw with your mom and your auntie, and you saw like Pharrell. And what did you say? What inspired you again?
Just like helping out,
Yeah.
Just that really just got me interested.
So do you, each of you, do you feel like it was your environment? Like what you grew up seeing, and how does that keep you going? Like, okay, if I seen somebody do this, back then, now it's sparking me, like, what keeps you going on that day-to-day basis to be like Pharrell, or to even be yourself, but be inspired by Pharrell or helping people, if that makes sense.
Yeah. For sure, I think we're all products of our environment, no matter what. So, with being around my mom, and she would teach me about like the Kanye's or even like the Princes and Michael Jacksons, or and then being around my dad and learning about the Lil Waynes and Jay-Z's and Jeezys and T.I.'s. We're all products of our environment. So being nurtured in that area for sure inspired me. And my mom does all this stuff too, so it for sure helped out.
I forgot the question again. Can you say it again?
So, do you feel like your environment played a key role in doing or being passionate about what you do?
Yeah, because I just feel like the reactions, like when you do your hair, like you feel nice. Like when your hair's done, you like nothing can go wrong. Like, and like basically just seeing like people's reactions and how they act towards like, oh yeah, my hair is done, it looks cute. Like thank you so much. Like their gratitude and stuff. I really like that. Like it makes me happy, lifts me up.
I would say it does. Like my grandmother was a nurse, and like seeing how she helped out was like, oh, I want to do that too. Like it looks fun, and helping others and making them feel good makes you feel good. You know. So yeah.
So do you feel a sense of joy or happiness being able to box, like letting that anger go, like a moose side? Do you feel good after boxing?
Yeah.
Okay, nice. And then for y'all, like, is it a sense of fulfillment when it comes to doing what it is you guys are passionate about? So I know you said like when people, oh, my hair look nice, thank you so much. I feel like you would get fulfillment from that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So for like the rest of you, do you get fulfillment? And then what does that fulfillment feel like, or even look like for you? Like how do you go about feeling the next time you do what it is you like to do?
For sure, I feel like when you put so much into your product that you want to put that, whether that is a photo or clothing or a beat or a song, you still get that that feeling of I put my time into this and I did it, and I now get to see the final product of it. I feel like that's so important, and I feel like that's a drive when it comes to everything that we all do. At the end of the day, it's the feeling that you can achieve for yourself rather than others at the same time. Don't get me wrong, the oh man, I like your song or I like your clothes. That's great. I love that 100%. That's how we make our living. But if you're not in it for yourself first, it's not going to get done. I feel like.
Can you repeat the question?
So do you feel a sense of fulfillment, and then what does that fulfillment look like for you? Like how do you go about the next couple of days or the weeks after getting it?
I would say yeah. It's like a drive. Like oh, I did this, and it like made me feel good. Like I can actually do this thing to help somebody else, but it also benefits me, and it makes me want to keep going and get better at what I'm doing.
I would say yes. I see fulfillment because when I trash talk you in basketball, even though I know I'm going to lose, it makes me feel better because I get to express how I feel.
You just got you wet.
It's all right. We want that court.
I feel like just making people happy because maybe you don't know how to do your own hair or you struggle with it. I feel like, not saying I'm the best or anything because I'm a beginner too, but like, I feel like just like putting a smile on somebody else's face, it really like lifts me up.
No, I can agree, especially like doing the podcast and being able to sit here with y'all, and then just knowing that in different ways that I'm creating within this space of podcasting, I can agree to a feeling of fulfillment. It does a lot, especially like you said, it keeps you going. You know, it's like, okay, what can I do now? The work now has to continue because the sense of fulfillment feels great. Like if I could keep that the rest of my life, man, it'd be great. But then it's also like, would I really want to keep it? Because if I stay in that sense of fulfillment, will I keep working?
Right. Yeah.
And so like now, like doing this, okay, what can I do next? Because I know that fulfillment runs out, but I know I also got more work to do. Of course. Yeah. So like with putting in work with all you do, what does that look like? And then how do you think that affects you like on your day-to-day, everyday basis?
I can say that, like, what does it look like? It's different every single time. I don't feel like you see so many different things in a day that it can never be the same that it was the previous day. So you get inspiration for each thing that it is. Whether that is helping somebody, you see somebody else who needs help with something else. Whether it's somebody's head who ain't been done in a little bit, it's a different little head that you got to change up every single time, or even a different opponent when it comes to boxing, or somebody else you got to trash talk. I feel like each person in every environment is different every single time. So you just gotta keep on pivoting. You gotta stay on the heels. You gotta transform in every direction.
I got you put that.
What was the question?
So what does it look like for putting it, like, what is that work you have to put in to when it comes to getting to that fulfillment? What does that look like? So for you, are you getting better at your trash talking game, or really your game in general? But your trash talking game, what is the work that you put in look like when it comes to trash talking or just playing basketball in general?
When I trash talk, most of the time, I know I'm gonna lose, so I just trash talk to get in their heads so that I could have a better chance at winning.
Can I have your question again?
So what is the work like that you put in to, help people? What does that look like for you?
I don't really know. Like, just if you see somebody struggling with anything, really, you can do it, just trying to give them the help a hand to like make them better at what they're doing. Or if it's just, offering help, they don't want it. Hey, you still tried to give it them. You try to give them that help to let them know that you can help them and you're there for them if they need that help. So
I think that's like true because basically like can you, can you repeat the question?
The question was, what does it look like when it comes to you putting in work and your passions? What does that look like for you?
Okay. So like if I know I can't do something for somebody, like I try and help. Like I try new things and stuff. And like sometimes it's like a new hairstyle coming out and they're like, oh yeah, but it's like really like not beginner friendly.
Yeah, detail.
Then I'd be like, I don't know if I could do that, but I can do something similar or it's just not gonna look right. He's like, you can still try. I'm like, okay, thank you.
I feel like with them allowing you to still try, that means a lot. It's like, okay, you're taking that.
You put your trust in me.
Yeah, you trust me. To even though like I'm not, like you said, I am still a beginner, but I'm still getting the chance to even work on this and try. And so I think that goes in a lot into what it is you do or like what we all do. So for you, Jaden, when you go in the box, what does that look like for you? And I know he touched on it, it's different every day. So like, what are some of your favorite workouts or boxing drills that you do?
Some workout boxing drills that I do is just like burpees, how you like do a push up and then go up. And then we have to like do 50 push-ups and then do 50 more.
You do 50 push-ups?
Then do 50 more.
Man, I need you to start training me.
You got it.
Yeah. So I know you touched on, which I can agree earlier, with like every day being different. So what I also forgot to mention earlier, I am a plumber, a full-time plumber. Still training, so I still ride with obviously a master plumber, but I do plumbing on an everyday basis. Now with that comes along is, like you touched earlier, every day is different. I've probably installed at least 50 to over 100 water heaters by now, but no water heater replacement has ever been the same. So when it comes to it being different every day, that is like something that I've had to, take into consideration. Like, even though I do know like some of the stuff like the back of my hand, I still have to know it's different, because if I try the same thing I tried on the last water heater, I can mess up somebody's plumbing.
Right.
And so I know the effect on that is like, okay, it's different. Be able to adjust within the process and being able to, just grow from it. So with y'all, how does every day being different or just your work being different really affect you, mentally or physically?
I think because you also have to think about yourself and how you're feeling that day, but still pushing to, keep going and still work at your work ethic and not give up just because you're feeling some type of way,
For sure. I feel like a lot of everything we do in this world is from a selfish place, and that's okay. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. So you do it for yourself to begin with, no matter what. I feel like that's what it is for everything. For when you're helping somebody, you get that active fulfillment, or when you're doing somebody's hair, you get that active fulfillment. And even when I make music, I don't make music for other people. I usually just make it for myself. So I feel like that selfishness always plays a part in it. I think that's what's the most important.
How does every day, like when it comes to being different, so trash talking or just playing basketball in general, with every play, every game being different, how does that affect you physically and mentally?
I don't really know how to explain it.
What are you feeling like when it, so like for your last 2 basketball games, what do you think the key differences between those 2 games were for you?
One of the teams, they were just better than us. Like the first team, we could have easily beat them by way more, but I guess since it was a tournament game, they kind of got in our heads. But then the second team, they had like a ranked kid, so a lot of us just went into the game thinking that we were already gonna lose. So that really got into our heads, and then we just lost.
So you, does that drive you to do anything different, to work harder, or like really look at, okay, I can't let these tangible, the objective go against me. I can use that to my benefit. So I go in against some ranked kid. Okay, he's ranked, I'm not ranked. What can I do to show them why I should be ranked or why his rankings don't matter to me?
I can. I don't know.
Sorry, we get back to it. So for you, how does every day or every hairstyle being different, how does that affect you physically or mentally, like when it comes to doing your work?
Like, it's not always gonna look the same. Like, you could do a ponytail and be like, oh wow, this is great, I wanna do this again. Then the next day you try again and it's just a mess. Like, it's a mess. It's just like, it's always room for improvement. And I feel like if you just have the right mindset, like, it might, like, it's like, I don't know. Like, when I do my hair, I be getting mad because sometimes it don't be turning out how I want it to turn out. And I be like, feeling a little discouraged. But then if I try something else or like a different style, I'm like, okay, this is cute. Like, I'm glad I did that. Like, glad that didn't work out. I feel like that could like just benefit like your mental health, like boost it up a little bit, like not giving up mentality. Like, yeah.
So for you, Jaden, with every boxing or your 50 on 50 push-ups being different, how does that affect you, like your strength, or when it comes to your mind, like, okay, yesterday's 50 push-ups or 100 push-ups was easy, but then today it's not so much easier. So how does that affect you? Like, does that keep you going, or is it like, man, like what do I do next?
It's like, man, what I do next, and like sometimes I drop and then I just do 50 more.
You do 50 more?
Yeah.
Man, strong, brother. So for you, y'all probably can relate as well, but it sounded like when you said, okay, like when a ponytail. Yesterday I liked it. It was the bomb.com, but then today it's not doing anything for me. But you try something new, and now you like that new. So when it comes to recreating your art or even adjusting, like, okay, it didn't go the same way, but now today it's going the same. Does that keep you going, or like what do you think about that? Like, okay, I can adjust mid-play to do the next thing.
I think it does. Like, if you're like, say you're like halfway through, like you're braiding your hair or something. Like you're halfway through and you're like, oh, I kind of don't want to do like I kind of don't want it like that no more. Like you could like change up the style a little bit, cause like nobody wants to waste their time like just like doing it and then it don't turn out how they want it, or they just don't like it. Or you could just be like, oh, I could try something else like in the middle of it, but like try like making a new hairstyle type thing. Like, yeah.
Nice. So to repeat the question, when it comes to doing the things that you are passionate about, and something's not going the way it was previously, and you have to adjust, what are your thoughts on that? Like, how does that make you feel?
It kind of just goes back to that, like, you kind of always got to pivot. You always got to keep your heels moving. Janet Jackson has a song called I Want You. It's track 12 of one of her albums, I don't remember, but like, remember hearing it for the first time and falling in love with the drums. The drums have never hit the same to me since that first time I've heard them. And that's okay. It's because when I first heard them, I was in a certain mood on a certain day at a certain time. So with that being like that, everything's always going to change and everything's going to, you just kind of got to adjust to it. You just kind of have to deal with it and just know that it's okay.
Yeah, to me, it sounds like when you hear that song that, okay, the first time you listen to it,
Right.
man, it's the greatest song on earth.
Crazy, right?
But then you keep listening to it, and then after 2 weeks, it get annoying. It's like, now you skipping it every time, you hear it in your playlist.
You don't really know what to do about it.
It's like, I don't want to delete it because what if I come to
What
that
if
day?
I come back again,
Man,
in
it-
3 weeks, and now I don't know how to feel? Right.
Exactly.
No, you get it.
Yeah, I feel you, man.
For me, it's really keeping that thought process that every situation isn't the same. And you can't go about every situation the same way. And if you do, you're going to give up because it didn't go the way it did last time. So you got to really think about the situation at hand. And it's not going to be how it was last time. It's not always the same.
What was the question?
So the question was, when it comes to, or when you have to adjust in the process, like nothing is the same, or you're trying something and it's not the same way it was the last time. So talking smack, if you tried to talk smack to your friend and you said a good line and you could tell it really threw them off that game, but then when you came to me, it didn't throw me off my game, but I still beat you by 20. What do you go about, or how do you go about that, and how do you feel about that?
I try to not let it affect me. I mean, I just like try to get better and try to beat you the next time, and try to find new trash talk.
Appreciate that, man. So for the older ones, please let the people know where they can find y'all at social media wise, and or if you want to share your social media and you want people to find you on social media, please let them know where they can find y'all at.
Go ahead, Keith.
My Instagram is _.k1y4h. The underscore might be after the dot or before it. I don't remember, but yeah.
Aiden Talty on everything. AIDANTALTY.
My Instagram is 3MERICAA.
And we closing. Y'all got anything else y'all want to share with the people about you or?
You got two. We can share that. I'm gonna take a little thing out of yours, but kind of the same, but not the same. Just if you be yourself, I promise you'll go so much farther than to try to ride a trend or to do anything else. If you're gonna sit here and, because this is hot right now for the first week or 2 weeks or whatever, try to rap like this person or sing like that person, it won't get you anywhere. Or it might for the first couple days or couple months, you might get to ride that trend, but when you fall off again, you kind of realize like, oh, that's not me. So just be yourself and everything else will come with it.
Facts, I can agree. My man Jaden said he got a TikTok. Please let me know where they can find you at on TikTok.
My TikTok is Super J Beer.
Thank you, brother. Thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of The Desire Is Everything podcast. Catch you on the next one.